This is day 433 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you'd like to sponsor upcoming shir and more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It'd be greatly appreciated. So we're doing Siman Reish Tzadik. Oh, I can't read this anymore. It's so small. Reish Tzadik Vav, see base through test. Okay, that seems simple enough. So we're still in the middle of talking about Havdalah. So it'll be about for a while. And this is what we make Havdalah on. Oh, actually, laws of Havdalah, what you make Havdalah on. Base. Das Rambam. This is the opinion of the Rambam. Where he's back of test Shabbos because the mitzvah him to the catch Shabbos Yom Shabbos with Vorim. The he writes the mitzvah same that I said to be Mekadosh Shabbos. Shemar Zohar b'Chulei. But certainly Zohar b'Chulei Mitziyoso. You remember it, commemorate it, beginning and at the end. B'Chulei b'Kiddush Hayom when he comes in with the Kiddush. Mitziyoso Adon when he goes out with Havdalah Kanashono. Minator die b'Tefillah. Midaraisa the Talmud would suffice for this. But Tiknu Rabbanan al Kol Sheyayin Chachamim instituted to do so on a cup of wine specifically. B'Asibichin Rabbanan Akroi b'Shvul Shem, and they learned out from Psukim Mesech Shvuos. Or not they learn out. They use Psukim to as a mnemonic the basis for the requirement. V'Havdalah Mamash Kiddush. In this respect, Havdalah and Kiddush are two sides of the coin of the same mitzvah. Taking the brachos and tefillos kedushas v'avdalos, I would say the Anshei made the brachos and the tefillos and the kedushos and the havdalos. Bet you want a better translation of that? But we look about tefillah initially they put in davening chuli ayin sham. Zeu al nuschos eich umah. This is going on the versions we say how and what. And it's evidence that by Kiddush it says the same thing, the same language as by Havdalos. And Kiddush Pshita David Kiddush Pshita David Raisa, Kiddush obviously the Raisa, but El Nusach Kiddush Kamar. So the Asmachta he says is going on the Nusach of the Kiddush, not in Kiddush itself. The Chaim B'Havdalah. Havdalah is part and parcel of this mitzvah of Zochar Yom HaShabbos. Kimel, v'chein b'rosh basmag v'zel shana, Zochar Yom HaShabbos, v'chulei, commemorate the day after the Shabbos. And so the culture begins to Tzioso. Zochar Yom HaShabbos culture requires sanctification, the beginning and at the end. V'chulei, achas b'nosa he Zochar, when it comes in, that corresponds to Zochar. Achas b'tzioso muskeres, and another one at the time the Shabbos goes out, to receive Gavi Shomer, which has to do with, it's commemorate then because corresponds to Shomor. Shomor Medrash Shazai Tzias Shabbos. That talking about when Shabbos exits. I can't show. Chayin Sevachinu Kasav Kain. Chayin Kasav Amforish Reish Nazir Shomer Yain V'Sheich Yazir, when it says that a Nazir has to refrain from wine and intoxicating beverages, lesser yeh mitzvah. It forbids wine of a mitzvah. Uparach mind the one asks, what's wine mitzvah? Kiddush of Avdalto, Kiddush of Avdalah. So obviously two parts of the same mitzvah. Perish and Farish, and the commentator says that Zochar and Yisrael. I think Zochar is only when it comes in. It's Yosemite how it goes out as well as Shabbos. V'chuli ayin sham. Okay, but the Gemara itself, it's clear that Kiddush and Havdalah are two sides of the same coin. Then Madame Havdalah Kiddush Hadrash is like it's links. It draws a link between the Havdalah and Kiddush on the basis of a pasuk. Amlik Havdalah, Amlik Raisa. So Havdalah is primarily because of the din of Kiddush, which is wrapped up in the din of Havdalah. The two sides of the same coin. The Havdalah must be the Raisa. Peter Nebuchadnezzar Merdan Rishon Shiol Shenivdal Yom HaKodesh, because it says that when Rishon knew that Shabbos was over, Amar Baruch HaMavdim HaKodesh, he said, blessed he who distinguishes between the sacred and the mundane. For Shaman, it says that also the Shemam Yain, when you make Havdalah wine, HaKodesh Baruch Hu Koina Asula Skula, so HaKodesh Baruch requires you to his unique treasure. Shaman says, Bavdila Schemina Amim, I separate you from the nations of the world, you sleep to me for me, to me unto me. V'yisa is going to be a unique treasure for me. Ayin Shama Kavona. And what the one trying to say is the Dorish Kmo Gzeir Shava Li Li. It's like Gzeir Shava Li Li. Where's Li? Leos Li, I mean Leos Li. That's the one. Oh, I see. That says Abdullah there. This I mean Leos Li. So it says there Li. Actually, the other Li is. I guess Babdil's Chamin Amin Leos Li and Yisin Li Skula. So the Li of Abdullah is linked to the Li of Yisim Li Skula. It's a reward. It's not a halachic the Gzeir Shava. It's a reward. If you are to me by making Abdullahs, then you're going to be me in the treasure. Kavanah Dershmo Gzeir Shava. It's like Gzeir Shava Li. Me will close in there Lahadia Davi the Raisa. Whether it's actually Gzeir Shava or not, it seems it's still Raisa. Abdullah is part of the mitzvah. It's a Kiddush the Raisa. Dav, Magmisha Sham Kasmi Yesh Chokin. Magmisha says that those who argue, Basfilu they hold, Abdullah Raku Rabbanan, Abdullah is only the Rabbanan out of the Raisa. Ein Shal. Daitum Koydem Kohana Kroy, have Asmachta Bam, all these psukim are just Asmachtos. Just demonic devices. But Nafkamila deal in Noshim, it's not in practice for women. D, the Raisa, if you have dollars, the Raisa, Gam Noshim Chavas, also are required to have dollars. The Chomili, the Shabbos, because since the ones including Shabbos and Malacha, they include all the mitzvahs of Shabbos. V'id Rabbanan, but it's Rabbanan, and the Ravotali B'Shmir Shabbos is independent of keeping Shabbos. El Tovim Neatzu is saying in and of itself, he is Zman Grama. Then it's mitzvah Seisha Zman Grama. Bein Noshim Chayavas Bo. And women are required to do so. You say that besides women are chayev. It's a rabbanon. It doesn't have to do with the keeping of Shabbos, but it's a thing in and of itself. And it's not the right for Shabbos itself. It's a separate thing. And since the mitzvah Seisha Zman Grama, which is separate from Shabbos itself, women are not required to do it. Actually, some say that the Rabbanon, even if you say that it's the Rabbanon, Chayavos, they're required to make Avdallah. To do me the Kiddush Tiknu, it's similar to Kiddush. Hey, Valpiz, because Rabbi, we say Siv Ches. Basically, it's as follows: Noshim Chayavos Avdallah, women are required to make Avdallah, Kashem Chayavos and Kiddush, just like they are required to make Kiddush. Connection. You have Avdallah Kiddush. Priya says he's not sure. Even kind of opinion holds that women are chayiv and Abdullah if they're chayiv in the bracha of the candle, and it's he says it's better, more it seems more appropriate to say they're not chayiv to make a bracha on the candle, which is a chiddush. Back to Arukh HaShulchan, we said that those who argue and say that not necessarily chayiv in Abdullah kalshar. Because Rabbeinu Ramah said Yabdil Latzmam, since it's a machlekes whether they're required to make Abdullah, they should make Abdullah themselves. Rak Yishmu Abdullah Mi'anoshin, they should listen to the Abdullah from the men. Ad Kan L'Shoinai. Okay, so the Cheshish, the Shita, that Abdullah is not part of Kiddush, the woman should not make Kiddush on her if there's a man to be motzi her. The issue is to love those who argue on this Beis Yosef. The feeling main Paturos, even there, the exam, Rashos, the Baruch, how to make a bracha. Much because the Kama mitzvah say Shazman Grama, like to make brachas and seven mitzvahs say Shazman Grama, which are time contingent. Okay, Sukkah, Velula, Chetzimah, such as Sukkah, Luv, etc. So it must be that which one of the poskim writes that they shouldn't make Abdullah for themselves. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't. That's not the pshat. Hakavana she'ein mechuyavos. They're not required. But if they want, they are permitted to answer. Those who explain the Ramah of that you shouldn't make kiddush for themselves, specifically when men are present. Tazo shows the bar that then they're allowed to make the bracha. The lob Abdullah, but not Abdullah Misha Sovi the Gama Noshim Miraku Rabbanon. Then there's also the women, men, so the Rabbanon. Therefore, women, it's comparable, right? Since for men are those Rabbanon, so it's for women. So he doesn't like this actually. It says this from the Taz evidently. It says to me, I'm astonished. Hello, lulav kol yemei chag hein Rabbanon. Lulav all the days of Yom Tov is the Rabbanon. Only the first day is the Raisa. V'nashim avarchos, so we make a bracha. So why not here? Just because only chag the Rabbanon, even why shouldn't we not make a bracha? Those who say want to distinguish the dafka mitzvahs ma'asiyos close bracha. They're going to make a bracha on practical mitzvahs. The low mitzvah shirak dibraham and mitzvah, which is just verbalized, which is kind of weird. But gam zayno, or Shem dismisses as well. That Rei gam b'Abdullah yesh ma'aser shtiyas kos. At the very least in Abdullah there is a ma'aser that's drinking the cup. What kind of distinction logically is this between what logic is there in saying that she can make a bracha only on mitzvahs which are totally mitzvah, not ones that are totally in dibur? But all the world busking is something that have the Raisa. Anyway, most of us know that Kiddush Abdullah the Raisa. Because it's entirely required me the Raisa to Abdullah. Because I don't see Gamanosh, even Motzi men. But I feel the Rabbanon, even the Rabbanon, yes, so in the Gami, hey, me the Rabbanon. Cholim Cholos Lotzi. If both the Rabbanon, then they can also be Motzi. Either both the Raisa, both the Rabbanon. Or if the Motzi is being the Raisa and the person is being Motzi is the Rabbanon, that would also work as well, we'll see. Yeah, again, but if you the Rabbanon yesh, so when the gam hey the Rabbanon, close to the you know the Rabbanon, it also the Rabbanon, so you mean mighty. V'shteim shavik because they're both on the level of the Rabbanons. V'zeh so bad einchav is klal hein deus yichidos. Those who say they're not required to Abdullah are individual and overridden opinions. Okay, maybe this shouldn't be Motzi Ben. Maybe it's better than to hear from men. But if they don't have anybody that might make Abdullah for them, they should make Abdullah for themselves. Recently, I saw somebody asked how do they make Abdullah. Women can't drink from the Abdullah cup. Strong minute. Says, to be honest, I said, who? It's not a din they can't drink from the Avdallah cup. It's just a custom. The local and consciousness there, not all women are concerned about this. But Shita the Kshim Avdil, Sichos Lishtos, and when they make Avdallah, there are no tricks, they have to drink. For easy Mishkasa, I saw somebody who wrote, the Ish Kushakvar Avdil, that a man already made Avdallah, Lo Yavdil B'Shul shouldn't make Avdallah for women. Kamosha Ishin Ovarech Ala Shover Shul Nashim. Shriatz just like a man can't make a bracha on Shover for the women if he already was Yotze. Silent Sim the tough coup pay test. So it's not comparable at all. To Shofar Pshita Shein Shumchiv Alein. By Shofar obviously they have no obligation. Avavdol well Poskechav Avdol most person they're required to do. When the Hinami Dilim Miut Yesh Lachush. Shema P'tur says true, which take account of minority opinions that they are exempt, and perhaps exempt from brachas. That's because of the issue of bracha batala. V'ayim b'chos l'abdil atzmam yoser toiv. So he says definitely if they can make havdalah, I guess where they have to make havdalah, it's better. Avol many close they can't mutter. Mitzvah ish lasos yishon avdalah. So you could conclude differently from the previous opinion, which was I think the Eliyah Rabbah, was it? Yeah. So he says that a woman can't if they. If they, 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 if they If they can mount it for themselves, they should mount it for themselves. If not, they can be motzi others nevertheless. I should have read it from the line before that. Certainly they can make Avdol for themselves, yes, stuff is better. If they can, a man can do Avdol for them nonetheless. Shekain das or because that's a more boski. Hold and it says brackets Kain here and use tight. Vav said Abdullah yain but besamim ner Abdullah. Wine then besamim then the candle then Abdullah. Simantcha yavne. We remember that is yavne. Yud yain beis besamim nun ner hey Abdullah. By the time the yain koil makol from why is wine come first precede everything else to tadir? It's because we drink wine frequently. And besides that, the wine is the catalyst for the Avdol. So in principle, whatever is more prevalent comes first, and also we need the wine for Avdol. The wine brings about the Avdol. Once the wine make Avdol. The sun comes before the candle. The brachas we make a bracha on samim. Although I'm not sure it's true anymore. Much rather than make a bracha on the candle. Sheina Motzei Shabbos, which is only once a week bracha, one time. The Simon, on the other hand, because for Kambam you can make several brachas a day. Ubiras and Mavdil Pshita should lios basof. Mavdil, not Mavdil. The bracha of a Mavdil. Ask me again. Do Aika because it's primary and everything goes after the end. And completes the marriage of Kiddush. It's a Kiddush. Something but Proteus is Baru Simei Sargzain. Something we're going to get to Ray Sargzain. They never see Ray Sargzain in the laws of the candle. Got to get to Ray Sargzain. Make sure the cup is not damaged or somebody drank it already. The wine which you poured into it should not be damaged already. So he says, well, actually, what's the pkima of a cup when it's a little bit broken? That's literally a pkam in the cup. Or a large crack. What's the pkima of the wine? It's when you taste it from it. We did explain it back then. There's a little base here. We should see that if the cup itself is pogum, if you have another cup, use the pogum cup. Okay, Zayin, because of Beinu Ramah, see base. Ramah writes, "It tells you it's there. Lavdil kosher and pogum shiyain. It's Lavdil kosher pogum shiyain. It's best to make a kavdol, even a cup is already used. Mal shecher than using beer. Akalashon. Yeshish those who say the kavanasam and makom she'ein shecher chem medina. So a place where beer is not the wine of the country. But what is it when it's a primary beverage of the country? Toiv there. Al shechosh and a pogum. It's better to make avdol on beer which is not pogum, which hasn't had sorry. Al shechosh and pogum because it's more potable, more drinkable, will be used more widely. Unless you have no liquid at all. This below Mashakain. So we're going on the person who says that he means a place where there's no Chemer Medina, where the sheikh is not Chemer Medina, then you should always look for wine, even a kos pogum, rather than beer. But if it's Chemer Medina, then you can use a cup of beer, it's not pogum, at least equally, if not more, than a cup of wine, which is pogum. So it says, and that's it says, pogum pogum. That's right. Vinegary wine is better than acidic wine. Is better than beer, which is Yain pogum means wine which comes from which has been already drunk from. It's better than pogum. It's better than beer which is not pogum. The gam beer has a Muslim. These brothers could be basic, but the evidence is pogum because pogum works at least with the evidence. Ein sham. Come Kali Adin and Chrev nevertheless it's not clear from the posting about this. Like Skimu, the Sheikha in a pogum type of something I pogum. But then they said Arukh HaShulchan says that beer which is not pogum is better than yain which is pogum. Ches, based on this is my clean me birchas boy priagef. Surely start off from the bracha. B'chol ba'bayis the vessel, but every ba'bos in the house, maschim b'psukim sim atavat, slach they bring with psukim which are appropriate to bring a good sign and success. You shall see, behold, God is my salvation. Shatamim is the son you will drop water in this gave me man. I know. I think I skipped the whole thing here. Let me go back a line. Which are a good sign for us. You shall see God is my salvation. Shatan is the son drop water with happiness. Hashem is your God has the salvation. God, the heavenly Lord of heavenly hosts, is among us. And also Gam Hashem Tzvokos Ashrei Adam, the second pasuk, and Hashem Hoshia, third pasuk. And also some people eat Messiah can't eat alone, which we do. We say Jews have light, and we should have the same thing. For me to say, I lift up my hand. I was lift up my translation. Vilama ain't only Musab basic Knesses. Why don't we see this psukim in the shul, only at home? In order to teach the masses that this is not really Havdalah in shul. The board came into Amr besides, since they say Bitin L'cha, in those places where they say it. They're already setting up psukim for a good sign. It's enough. Don't have to go any further. That's. Because our mother writes with the Shas Havdalah, you knew a name because of a name. We may have though you should look at the cup and at the candle. I'll show. The same rates like this comes to the Torah. Because of any main, those are some so she knew him because of that. They gotta look at the cup and at the candle. I show. Yeshish Beresh those who say the guy Mavdil Tzarech Litain and because that also person makes Havdalah has to look at the cup, uvaner, and the candle. It doesn't seem to say that. But you have to say this. This is saying which is 10 things says a kosher bracha, litan and a boat to look at it. We made the bekan sheyesh gam there. So here also where there's a candle, tzarech litan einav gam ba ner. You have to also look to the candle salvation. Ela datur kamar afila shomim tzrichim. Tzrichim gives us that even people here have to undergo the Jewish process. Koshkem avlahatzmo, and certainly the person makes it on himself. But Thomas, the reason is Kadesh L'Tzichu died them, he says, so they shouldn't get distracted from the Kvura. L'Tzichu Gam Litain Eneim B'Habesomim. They're not required, I guess, to do B'Samim. I think they're not allowed to do B'Samim. Fisha Ena B'Samim Ma'akvim B'Avdolah, because B'Samim are not necessary for Avdolah. The Kampamish Mavdilim below Besamim, and several times we make Havdalah without Besamim. So you don't have to look at the Besamim according to this.